Welcome to the White Coat Ceremony. This is one of my favorite days, and it's really a pleasure to welcome you. My name is David Duggan, and I'm Dean of the College of Medicine. And on behalf of the faculty of the College of Medicine and Upstate Medical University, it's really my pleasure to welcome you here today. I would like to introduce a few members of the faculty who are here representing the entire faculty. And these are some special people who are leaders in the academic program and some people that have been identified by the students as those that they want to have welcome them to the profession. So starting over here on my left, please stand up and say hello. This is Dr. Vincent Frechette. Vinny is the chief of the Division of General Internal Medicine and Moyne College and Upstate grad. Next to him, Dr. Jennifer Christner. Jennifer is a pediatrician and a specialist in adolescent medicine, and we recently recruited her from the University of Michigan, and she is the associate dean for undergraduate medical education. Next is Dr. Larry Chin, and Larry is going to be our keynote speaker today. Larry is just a wonderful guy. We've managed to tease him out of Boston, where he was a neurosurgeon at Boston University, and he's now the chair of the Department of Neurosurgery here. To his left is Mr. Gerald Hoffman. Jerry is the executive director of the Onondaga County Medical Society, and they are one of the co-sponsors of this, and I really want to thank Jerry and the society for their support. Next to him, Dr. Ramsey Farah. Ramsey wears a couple of hats. He is currently the chief of the dermatology section of the Department of Medicine. He is also president of the Onondaga Medical Society, and he's an alum, so it's nice to have him here. Then Dr. Deborah Buchan. Although she doesn't look it, she is a member of the class of 1987. And Debbie is president of our Alumni Society and also just a wonderful person. Next to her is Dr. Lynn Cleary. Lynn is our Vice President for Academic Affairs. She was also my resident in training, and I'm glad to say that we've been married for many years, so it's a nice thing. Next to her, Dr. Julie White. Julie is our Dean for Admissions and Student Affairs, and she cares about our students. She provides all the programs, and her staff provide all the programs to keep people happy and healthy and moving through their academic careers. Next to her is Dr. Raj Dave. I think many of you know that we have a campus in Binghamton, and that many members of the school, about a third, will spend their clinical years in Binghamton, and Raj is the leader of that effort. He is our dean in Binghamton, and he is a wonderful colleague. The challenges of being 90 miles away melt. We meet most commonly by video conferencing, but frequently in person, and he's really just been a pleasure to work with. Now we have a couple of students. We have Vamsi Karakonda, who is one of our student coders. Okay. He's a second-year student, and they didn't put your name in here. Jessica Cristiano. Yes, okay. Okay. And then to complete this lineup is Mr. Paul Grover, Dr. Paul Grover. Paul is the voice of Upstate, Associate Dean for CME, and he keeps us on track with all of our procedures here. So it's my pleasure to welcome you today, and I'd like to just spend a couple minutes looking backward. This is a day to really look forward. It's a bright start. It's a new start for our class of 2017, but I think it bears a little bit of time to just look back and reflect before we move ahead on the wonderful accomplishments that these students have made to date. They really deserve an awful lot of congratulations, because you don't get into medical school without being both bright and having worked very, very hard, and also having the character, the personal traits that we so commonly associate with being in the caring professions. So I'd like to offer a little hand for the class of 2017 to congratulate them. Okay. But I'd also like to have them now reflect on how they got here and ask them now to contemplate the roles that all of you in the audience played in their growth. Without the support of their families, their love, their encouragement, their financial support, their time, none of you would be here. So can I ask you, the class of 2017, to give a round of applause to your parents and families? Okay. So it's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Deborah Buchan. Debbie, as I said, is the president of the Alumni Association. She's going to say a few words.
Good afternoon. Students, on behalf of the Syracuse Medical Alumni Association, I congratulate you for getting into medical school, and I'd like to welcome you, your parents, family members, and others to what will become your home for the next 4 years. You'll work hard here, but you'll also forge close relationships with your classmates. You might even meet your spouse. Throughout your time here at Upstate, the Medical Alumni Foundation will be here to support you with white coats, books, scholarships, and programs. The office staff is very receptive, so stop by for coffee at any time. Our Alumni Association has nearly 10,000 living alumni. Some of the parents in the audience might be alumni of SUNY Upstate College of Medicine. You'll have an opportunity to meet many of our alums on campus next month during reunion weekend. They are returning to Syracuse to see friends and relive the memories you are about to create. Students, we welcome you to our traditions and as future colleagues. Today, you will receive your first white coat. This coat symbolizes that you are already part of a wonderful profession of healing. Wear the coat proudly and with honor. I'd like to introduce Dr. Ramsey Farah, President of the Onondaga County Medical Society, who will say a few words. Please join me in a warm round of applause to thank the Medical Society for their financial support for today's program.
Thank you, and good afternoon to everyone. It's my distinct honor and pleasure to be here as the 185th president of the Onondaga County Medical Society. The Medical Society is really the premier physician advocacy organization, and it dates back to 1806. And so in the 2 minutes or so that I have, I'd like to share with you a historical anecdote and then an opinion about the profession into which you will begin. So first, the anecdote. The year is 1959. America is in the midst of a great struggle. The Russians have launched Sputnik. Their engineers seem to be one step ahead of us in every step of the space race, and it's actually entirely unclear which system is going to prevail. And so in an effort to boost the support for the space program and galvanize the support of the nation, NASA asked the original 7 Mercury astronauts to tour the country, appear at fairs, public speaking, factories, etc. And one astronaut in particular was Gus Grissom, and he was a very taciturn man. In fact, to say that he was a man of few words was really an understatement. Quite honestly, he detested public speaking. And so one day, he found himself at the Convair plant where the Atlas rockets were being produced, staring out onto a sea of literally 1,000 or thousands of workers, eagerly waiting to hear what he had to say, this almost mythical figure. And so unsure of what to say, he stepped up to the microphone, and his entire speech consisted of a stammer and 3 words. Do good work. Do good work, that was it. So you can imagine there was a stunned silence, and then shortly thereafter, there was an explosion of applause and gratitude. The workers loved it, and in fact, they loved it so much that they put a banner on the plant floor that said, do good work. And I think one of the reasons why they loved it was because in those 3 words, that very brave and capable man exposed his vulnerabilities and fears to those workers. The unspoken truth behind those words were that if they weren't careful, if they were sloppy, if they didn't have the knowledge, then the rockets that they were building would malfunction. And so his life was literally in their hands. And so in a similar way, one day, many people of different backgrounds and capabilities will also be before you, and they will entrust their life in your hands. And so on this day of symbolism, I think this is an entirely appropriate context for you to put all of the hard work, challenges, and rewards that lie ahead. And so you are very lucky. Work worth doing, apart from its pay, enjoyable work, good work in the Gus Grissom sense, and also good work because it's socially useful and allows you to express autonomy and creativity. This is the privilege of really a fortunate minority. So the role of the medical society is to advance and advocate for those who are sick and for the physicians who take care of them. This is important and timely work, and we need all of you to join us. So I invite you as students, and then as residents, and then as practicing physicians to begin this journey of advocacy and join the medical society. Just as you must begin your journey now by studying, so too must you begin your journey as a physician with advocacy. And so on behalf of the Onondaga County Medical Society, welcome to the fold, and remember, do good work.
It's not my pleasure, thank you, Ramsey, that was wonderful. But it's not my pleasure to introduce Dr. Larry Chin. As I said, he is the Robert B. and Molly G. King Endowed Professor and Chair of the Department of Neurosurgery. And Larry was asked to do this talk today because he really exemplifies and walks the walk of a fine physician. So Larry, without further ado, please.
Wow, a lot of people here. It's great to see everybody. It's great to see so many smiles. Dean Duggan, thank you. Distinguished guests, friends, families, and most importantly, the new doctors-to-be at Upstate, class of 2017. Congratulations. You know, I was in the class once, but the number of my class started with a 19 and not a 20. So every year I feel older. And we didn't have a white coat ceremony. And I think this is absolutely wonderful. It's a great tradition. And I'm so honored to be with you here today. So I'm here to officially welcome you to medical school. And since it's been about 15 minutes since you've been here, I can tell you you owe about $200, okay? So Visa, MasterCard, that's fine. But you know, is that what medicine has become? Is it a big business? I certainly hope not, even though every day we're besieged by headlines that seem to proclaim the opposite. Being a doctor is about the patient who trusts us with their life. And it's really more than just the patient, because if the patient's hurt or incapacitated, they can't take care of their families. And so our responsibility is also to the family. You'll see as you start on this journey that being a doctor is one of the most interesting and fun jobs that exist. There are so many patients you'll meet, you'll learn so much, and there are so many great stories that you will have and be able to share through your life. So I'd like to share with you 3 stories that showed me something about what it means to be a doctor. Because whether you're a new student or a full professor, we're constantly learning something new about our craft. So the first story involves an attending pediatrician that I met during medical school. And in case there are SU fans here, I'll say it quickly. I went to Michigan. Dr. C.N. Liu was one of the most beloved teachers at Michigan. And through her many years of being a pediatrician, she touched many, many lives. And she was one of my attendings on my third-year rotation. And although I had hoped that I would make an impression on her on my rotation, it was really afterwards when I did. So one of the things that people who know me know that I've always been in a hurry to do everything. So, for instance, I graduated high school before I could drive. If something would take a month to do, I had to do it in 2 weeks. So that was how I kind of went through life. And at the end of my third year, before I started my medicine rotation, I had a real crisis. So this is something I think every medical student does, but you're always checking yourself, right? That's how you first learn to do an exam. And I started checking my reflexes, and of course, my reflexes were brisk, all right? And then I noticed that I had numbness. My fingers were numb and tingly. And then one day, when it was really hot, it seemed like things were worse, all right? And any neurologist or aspiring neurologist knows that this could be multiple sclerosis. And I went to every textbook, and pretty soon I was checking off everything, and I thought I had MS, and I thought that pretty much everything was in jeopardy. And for the first time in my life, I was failing. And so I turned to Dr. Liu, and this was after my pediatric rotation, and she took me in. She found people for me to talk to, and I was allowed to take some time off. And I learned to slow down. I learned to breathe. And, of course, ultimately I was fine, all right? But I didn't know at the time. And Dr. Liu taught me compassion. Compassion not only for your patients, but your colleagues and your students. And so I think now as a doctor, when I have a patient that is annoying me, and believe me, you're going to have patients that annoy you, okay? You remember, they might be scared, okay? Scared like you would be if you had something wrong and you didn't know what to do. You have to respect that feeling and honor the patient by really showing you care even when you're most put upon. Empathy isn't always possible, and maybe not even desirable for a doctor. But compassion and respect are necessary, and I think that's something that you should demand of yourself. My second story relates to a patient I took care of as a brand new second-year neurosurgery resident at Los Angeles County General Hospital. So this is the same general hospital that you see on the soap opera, right? When the ambulance pulls up and it's a big white building. I can tell you the patients and the staff were much less photogenic than in the soap opera. Our patients were the uninsured residents of East Los Angeles. And a large majority of them were illegal. And we, as the residents, were the only physicians that they would ever have. So here I am, second year, pretty new to the service, and a young 20-ish-year-old woman was admitted to the neurosurgery ICU. 4 a.m, she comes in, she has headaches, and on her scan, she has a colloid cyst causing some obstructive hydrocephalus. A colloid cyst is something that's benign. It's basically a little sac of protein, but what it can do is it can block the fluid pathways in the head and cause the fluid to build up. That causes hydrocephalus. And it can be dangerous because it raises the pressure inside the head. Well, she looked pretty good. And when I say she looked pretty good, it wasn't she was attractive, although if she were on a soap opera, she would be. But she looked good because she only had some headaches, and that was it. And I thought, that we would admit her and then make plans on morning rounds for what to do. Well, at 6 a.m., the nurse calls me stat. And I rush over from the call room, and she was coding. And I knew instantly what was going on. I drilled a hole in her head, placed a catheter to her brain to relieve the pressure, drain the spinal fluid, but she went on to die because of herniation. And I can tell you I was devastated. I was devastated because I failed to act when I had the opportunity, and my patient died as a result. I'll never forget that feeling, and I'll never forget that patient. If you're a good doctor, I don't want you to ever forget that feeling either, because you don't ever want to feel that again. But you probably will, and that's why we take our mistakes so seriously. And we devote monthly conferences called M&Ms, Morbidity and Mortality, that are dedicated to our complications. And I think you should never miss an opportunity to learn, especially from your mistakes, because the mistakes hurt, and you don't want to ever forget the lessons that you learned from them. So every surgery that I do now, even the ones that I've done hundreds of times, I try to learn something new. It could be a variation in anatomy. It might be a technique that I tried that seemed to work well, or maybe it didn't work well, or how the patient responded in the post-op period. But the point is to observe, to think, to question, and to improve. So my last story involves one of my residents and a veteran. On July 4th, a 50-ish-year-old man was admitted to the VA hospital. He had a known history of metastatic prostate cancer. He had already received radiation therapy, and he was admitted because he couldn't walk anymore, lost ability to use his legs. His MRI scan showed spinal cord compression from brain mets, or from spinal mets that had grown in his thoracic spine. Now, another surgeon had evaluated him and felt that he wasn't a good surgical candidate. But my resident, Mike Galgano, felt that the patient deserved a chance at surgery. And he called me, knowing, even though I wasn't on call, that I would consider doing the case. So I looked at the films and decided that the patient needed a thoracic laminectomy to decompress the spinal cord and remove as much of the tumor as we could. So this was July 4th. It was a holiday. It was already the afternoon. And we could have scheduled a case for the next morning. And that probably would have been the convenient thing to do. But there always comes a time when every doctor has to answer the question, am I doing the best I can for this patient? And I think if you can truthfully answer yes, then you're okay. But in this case, the best thing was to do surgery immediately, regardless of circumstances or personal convenience. So there we were on the 4th of July in surgery at the VA. And we finished just a little bit before dark. And it was a sacrifice. Mike's family had come in from out of town to spend the day with him. Neither of us were on call. So was it worth it? Well, I can tell you that 3 weeks later, that vet walked out of the hospital. So I think it was. So I want to tell you that you're all poised on the brink of something wonderful. This is the start of a career, a life's work that's going to touch you and those around you. I want you to pay attention to the people that you meet. I want you to feel compassion for them and learn something every day. And most of all, always do the right thing. Thank you and good luck.
Well, I'm not really sure I can follow those wise stories. See what I can do. Incoming class of 2017, parents, faculty, family and friends, and distinguished guests, on behalf of the class of 2016, welcome. First of all, congratulations to the class of 2017 on making it this far. It's no small feat. Another hand of applause, please. In reflecting on today, I would like to start by giving a brief history of the White Coat ceremony. Today, all of the incoming students received a small gold pin to place on the lapel of their white coat, and on it says, the Gold Foundation. The Gold Foundation is essentially the reason we hold this well-known ritual. I'm not sure if most of you know, but the White Coat ceremony is a rather contemporary ritual. In 1991, the founder of the Gold Foundation, Dr. Arnold P. Gold, a professor and pediatric neurologist at Columbia, initiated a series of commencement awards at Columbia University of Physicians and Surgeons for both a faculty member and student that best displayed both humanistic care and clinical excellence. He and his wife, also a physician at Columbia, then began to regularly attend Columbia's commencement exercises every year. However, as Dr. Gold kept witnessing students reciting the Hippocratic Oath at graduation, he felt that students were actually accepting the tenets and values of the oath 4 years too late. It was actually during medical school where these values first became important, as a young student starts to interact with patients, build relationships, and ultimately establish their professional orientation. Dr. Gold envisioned the White Coat ceremony as a means of welcoming those embarking on their medical careers by giving them a powerful symbol of compassion and honor. Thus, the foundation began to advocate that incoming students be given well-defined guidelines and tenets regarding their expectations and responsibilities prior to the first day of medical school. According to Dr. Gold, a physician or student's responsibility is not only to take care of patients, but to care for patients. It was then that the first White Coat ceremony was held in 1993 in the fall at Columbia. And it's due to the Gold Foundation's strong advocacy and sponsorship that the White Coat ceremony is now held at nearly every medical school in the US. I agree with Dr. Gold's perspective. I feel the ceremony is a means to appropriate the meaning of the white coat and allow students to transcend both the physical and temporal boundaries into a whole new world of critical thinking and about learning about the practice of medicine. The experience, as I remember it, is exciting, a little terrifying, but all in all, memorable. The white coat has served as a preeminent symbol of medicine for over 100 years, eclipsing older symbols like the black bag and stethoscope. And in a few minutes, you'll put on your white coat for the very first time and go through what has been called the medical student's rite of passage. It will signify the beginning of your medical career, as well as put you one step closer to that illustrious, desirable, knee-length coat. A person's first memory of a physician is of a person in a white coat. Patients often expect and feel more comfortable with a physician in a white coat, because at the end of the day, the white coat not only serves to indicate that this person is a physician, but stands for virtue, excellence in medicine, professionalism, compassion, and most importantly, trust within the medical community. I urge you to keep this in mind, and one last time, congratulations and welcome to the Upstate community. And now, Dr. Paul Grover, Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs and Associate Dean, Continuing Medical Education, will read the names of the first-year medical students.
Good afternoon. The class of 2017 will be coated by Jennifer G. Christner, MD, Associate Professor of Pediatrics and Associate Dean for Undergraduate Medical Education. She will be assisted by Vincent E. Frechette, MD, Class of 91, Division Chief of General Internal Medicine and Hospitalist, and by Jessica Cristiano and Vamsi Nerukanda, members of the College of Medicine class of 2016. Julianne Abad. Oluwafasayo Adekoya. Jane Acuti. Aaron Ulmer. Aaron Altman. Jeffrey Amos. Kieran Avapali. Simone Arvises Anhalt. It's okay to applaud. Ian Bailey. Caitlin Baker. Rosemarie Barker. Christopher Bartlow. Ashley Batista. Joshua Beckler. Bishan Betty. Eric Bellinger. Alexandra Blackman. John Boyle. Tara Brenner. Aaron Bright. Melissa Butchin. Bilal Butt. Megan Calabrese. Brett Campbell. Michael Canfield. Manila Capilli. Jessica Carroll. Da Yoon Cha. Kimberly Cheng. Samira Chowdhury. Tyler Cooper. Benjamin Craxton. Joseph Damari. Brittany Di Pasquale. Nadia Dillon. Alexander Dragnich. Jillian Egan. Ramzi El Hassan. Kathia Elizer. Jessica Ellis. Jason Eliagov. Masoud Faridnia. Christine Falkenham. Michael Fiacco. Abigail Franklin. Caitlin Gardner. Jeffrey Geisendorfer. Jaskirat Gill. Tyler Gilmore. Brittany Gauss. Ashley Green. Mackenzie Hall. Onisia Hannibal. Candace Hatton. Kathleen Howe. Kayla Jagoda. Nathan Jones. Donald Joyce. Morris Drada. Jeffrey Jureller. James Kalmick. Joseph Callett. Mary Kate Kalachka. Iraq Kang. Melanie Katz. Michael Keenan. Emily Kellogg. Van Kenyon. Moisey Kamenoff. Michael Kleck. Ian Krotsky. Whitney Kukol. Victoria Kung. Patrick Kupiak. Caitlin Key. Kimberly Laxton. Josephine Lee. Olivia Lee. Patrick Lee. Sung Soo Lee. Catherine Lyons. Annette Leem. Yushin Liu. Tim Lenteni. Emily Lopes. Sarah Lopez. Samantha Lucretia. Matthew McDougall. Elizabeth McGowan. Carlos Mancilla. Richard Mandanis. Rosemarie Mastropolo. Margot McCann. Lauren McDonough. Charles Michaud. Alicia Marhefka. Akil Nabijan. Caitlin Nicholson. Itamar Nievsky Kogan. Maxwell Norris. Tamara Nasuli. Michael O'Brien. Shane O'Brien. Helen O. Amar Parikh. Nicholas Parmar. Jameson Paytak. Jamin Kumar Patel. Ronak Patel. Shivik Patel. Lee Pfaff. Can't go anywhere. There you go. Picus? Yes. Eric Picus. Julie Pelletier. Connor Policastro. Michael Poplawski. Elizabeth Porcelio. Julia Primo. John Pyun. Travis Quinn. David Quincy. Harry Ramcharan. William Reed. Julia Reeser. Ari Rennert. Kyle Richardson. Alexander Rodriguez. Brandon Rosenberg. Mary Ross. Kareem Royes. Rhea Rubin. Nicholas Ranieri. Marine Sadiq. Noor El-Houda Sarari. Rachel Santoro. Jennifer Sasson. Ryan Sheedo. Catherine Schnapp. Haley Shaw. Joshua Shane. William Shea. Makindewana Shaniwa. Alan Shum. Sana Siddiqui. Brandon Simonetta. Camille Satnicki. Garrett Smith. Hannah Smith. Michael Smith. Brielle Stanton. Robert Stuver. Karen Teo. Justin Chickner. Justin Tu. Tyler Underreiner. Yulia Vabishevitz. Christopher Valenti. Deepak Valabaneni. Macy Van Arnhem. Daniel Wang. Ross Weller. Jiwa Wu. Ismet Yeslada. Jun Yu. Dean Duggan has been selected by the class of 2016 to present the oath to the class of 2017.
Thank you, Dr. Grover. And how about a round of applause for Paul Grover? For millennia, physicians have taken a voluntary oath. And this oath is perhaps more important than any regulatory agency's conferral of certification or license. This is their own personal commitment to their patients and to their profession. And so I'm really honored to help our class of 2017 with their first oath. And this is your promise, this is your commitment, and I know that you will fulfill it to the best of your abilities, and that will exceed everyone's expectations. So let me ask you to please to rise, okay? Take a deep breath, cleansing breath. Okay. As a physician in training, please repeat after me. Forgot that part. As a physician in training, my patients will be my first concern. I will strengthen myself with the knowledge and compassion to care for them. I will acknowledge my limits, seeking help when needed. I will be gracious to my teachers and colleagues. At all times, I will never see in the patient anything but a fellow creature in need. This oath I take freely upon my honor. One more round of applause for the class. So, please be seated, I'm sorry. It's really been a pleasure. I look forward to working with all of your sons and daughters and brothers and sisters and grandchildren and nieces and nephews as they move through this wonderful experience of medical school to become physicians. They come well prepared. I'm just delighted to see them all here today. They will change in ways that you will both be able to see and not see over the next 4 years, but in an incredible way. And they will continue to need your help. So please continue to be there for them. Continue to stay in touch with your families. That's important. And I really would just like to close the ceremony to now. I'd like to thank again the Onondaga County Medical Society and the alumni for sponsoring this. And thank you very much. And I would like to invite everyone to a reception that's sponsored by the Onondaga County Medical Society, and there will be pictures available to take with your new medical student friends. So congratulations, and thank you very much.